Hello and welcome to my review of the Tarantula Sentry guns for Legiones Astartes for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop. Now, a pair of these Tarantula guns will cost you £36 and consists of 68 plastic components. The format of this review is as normal. I will have a look at the minis, look at the detail, go through how easy they were to build, the options. Then we'll look at the spare parts, which there kind of is, kind of isn't, because you get weapon options, but we'll have a look at those, show you what they look like with the different weapons. And then I'll go through some size comparisons, and at the end I'll go through all of their rules. Now, it's important to note that their rules are only found digitally on Games Workshop's website. You have to do a bit of digging to find them, but they do exist. So yeah, we'll go through those. Now, the minis themselves, I think £36 or £18 per sentry gun is a lot, and I think it's a good idea to have them in a pack of 2. Personally, I probably would have bundled them in a pack of 4 for like £40 or £45 rather than 2 for 36. I think 36 is still a lot of money for what you're getting here, and I'll go through why. So first of all, they're very, very quick and easy to build, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. You don't feel like you're getting your money's worth at all with this set because of just how quickly you will put them together. But that's a good thing if you want to get them on the table and use them, you know, the same day that you pick them up and you want to have a game and you just want these as scenery or whatever. Anyway, let's have a look at the minis themselves. So these are the Tarantula guns. The size is fine, their look is fine, they're just a bit basic, really. The lens doesn't move up and down, but they can rotate if you don't glue them in place. I don't see any reason why you need to glue them in place. If you're gluing them into place, you're only ever going to have like that one pose, which just looks a bit odd, depending on the weapon. So I've left mine loose. There's enough space to put a magnet there and a magnet there if you really have got magnets to spare, and that's probably what I would do, because then you're not going to lose the base or the actual turret, and it would probably slow down the rotation speed. The base is detailed too, but what I really like about these is you can swap the weapons, and you can swap each of the weapons, which is bizarre, but you know, it's probably the best way they could have done it, rather than having a rod through one or whatever. But as you can see, you can take the las cannon fully off. I don't know how the las cannons are powered. I can't see the actual battery, the charger. Maybe it's in there somewhere, you know, but yeah, so you can take these las cannons off. With painting and things, the paint might chip doing that multiple times, but oh well, it's one of those things you have to sort of deal with. And then so you've got the las cannons, you've got the melter array, it's called, which do look quite beefy actually, the melter array. So you've got one of these. You've got the heavy bolters. Here's one I made earlier, the heavy bolters. These look very cool with the heavy bolters. I do like those. And then the final one is the Volkite. So you're getting 4 different weapon options here. The heavy bolters, the las cannons, and the melter array. So I'll just show you with the Volkite. I put it on the right way. Yeah. And the Volkites look nice too. So yeah, that's what the Volkites look like. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them, but it's nice that you can swap and you get enough. Here are the spare parts coming into play. You get enough to have, you know, 2 Volkites or 2 twin las cannons, or 2 sets of heavy bolters. So yeah, you can duplicate both of the sentry turrets, the sentry guns, as you see fit. So there at least is that. Would I pick up another set? Yeah, probably. Maybe for a collection purposes rather than a gaming purposes, and also probably for a scenery purpose thing. I'd like to have these maybe with the heavy bolters. The heavy bolters can't fire too far up, but far enough. But I'd probably have like, you know, 2 heavy bolters and 2 las cannons on the landing pad for a Thunderhawk, maybe something like that. That would look quite cool, or having multiple of them near a Stormbird. That's where they're going to look good, not just like sat on the battlefield just plonked down, but you know, it's one of those. So yeah, they're the spare parts. Let's go through some size comparisons then. I think these warrant size comparisons with Space Marine units first of all. I don't know why, but I have Doredio right here, just because. So I've got the plastic Doredio with the autocannons, and that's what they look like next to one of those. I think they work quite well. That's another thing to note. They don't actually have autocannons on the turrets, or flamers, or plasma. I don't know why. I guess that's because we've got the big Arachne quad accelerator platform, which is going to absolutely dwarf these tarantulas. But yeah, it would have been nice to have seen a Tarantula Sentry gun with just you know, the Sakaran accelerator autocannons, just 2 rather than quad, sort of like a go-between. Maybe it would be a bit bigger than these. The Spider Sentry gun, no, I don't think they could get away with that, could they? But yeah, that's where it compares next to the radio. Next to some normal Space Marines, so we do have the new Mark III and Mark VIs. So yeah, that's where they measure up. We've got Mark IV and the old Mark III. So yeah, hopefully you can see where these tarantulas size up. They work quite well. Unfortunately, I can't give you a size comparison with the Rapier batteries because I haven't built those yet, and I can't give you a comparison with the Tarantula missile sentry guns because again, I haven't received those yet. But I will compare the missile batteries with the sentry guns in their own review. Okay, and then a final comparison just with standard Space Marine, Slime Marbo, and a Primaris. So there you go. That's where they measure up. They would work well on a 40k battlefield, don't get me wrong. I still think they have their place. But they're not even probably half the height of a Space Marine. So yeah, they do sit quite low. I wonder if in real life these legs kind of raise them up a bit because they do sit quite low. But there you go. Maybe they're meant to sort of hit bodies and legs rather than heads and things, but yeah, at least these can tilt upwards. Yeah, there you go. That's the sizes. Okay, so as I mentioned, the rules are quite tricky to find. What you have to do is you can't really just type in Tarantula Sentry Guns rules into Google and know all the answers. You have to go onto the Warhammer community website, look under downloads, and then look under Horus Heresy, and they are there under additional rules. So yeah, you can find the rules there. Essentially, they're a troop choice and they cost 50 points. Their stat line reads, they don't have a movement speed at all. So I'm thinking you just deploy them in your own deployment area at the start of the game. The weapon skill is 1, ballistic skill is only 2. So that means they are hitting on, 5+ to hit with these weapons, which is pretty poor. Their strength is 1, their toughness is 4. They do have 2 wounds. They've got initiative 1, 0 attacks, leadership 5, and a save of 3+. Remarkable that they still have a save of 3+, the same as Space Marines though. The unit composition is 2 Tarantula Sentry Guns. The unit type is infantry heavy. The war gear is a twin-linked heavy bolter and an augury scanner. Special rules is bulky 4 sentry gun, automated fire protocols, fearless support squad. Options: a Legion Tarantula battery may include up to 4 additional Tarantula at 20 points each. So you are saving some points the more Tarantulas you add to the unit. So you can have 6 there for 130 points, which is actually pretty terrifying really, having 6 twin-linked las cannons. for that 130 points. All Tarantula in the unit may exchange both of their twin-linked heavy bolter for one of the following options: twin-linked Volkite Culverin for 15 points per model, twin-linked las cannon for plus 20 points per model, sentry melter array for plus 20 points per model, Hyperius missile launcher for plus 5 points per model, and 2 Orias frag missiles for free. So okay, I go back to what I said before. It's actually going to cost you for 6 las cannon tarantulas an extra 40 points base, so that's 90 points, and then another 160 points for all of the others. So it is going to cost you 250 points for 6 twin-linked las cannons, which actually is still quite expensive. So it has these 2 rules for them. Sentry gun. A unit that includes one or more models with this special rule may not run, declare, or otherwise make charge moves, and may not make sweeping advances, and if targeted by a sweeping advance, automatically fails without rolling any dice and is destroyed. A unit that contains one or more models with this special rule may never be joined by any other models. A unit that includes one or more models with this special rule may never hold or deny an objective. That kind of makes sense. They're just sentry guns at the end of the day. Automated fire protocols. Models with this special rule are restricted to only making shooting attacks as part of a reaction. A model with this special rule may not be selected to make a shooting attack during the controlling player's shooting phase, and may only make the Overwatch reaction and the Interceptor and Automated Fire advanced reactions. Now, we'll talk a bit more about them. So they've got even more rules, basically. Now, they introduce a new kind of weapon, the Sentry Melter Array. It's an 18-inch range, strength 8, AP 1, heavy 1, Armor Bane Melter, twin-linked. So, yeah, the Armor Bane Melter works as usual. You know, if it's half the range, like 9 inches, you're getting an extra 1 for penetration. Missile weapons. So they introduced these missiles, weapon systems for the Tarantulas. The Hyperius missile launcher, it's a 48-inch range, strength 7, AP 3, heavy 3, and Skyfire. And the Orias frag launcher is 48-inch range, strength 5, AP 4, heavy 1, large blast 5 inches, barrage, pinning, 1 use. So yeah, that's important that you do get that big large blast for the Orias, but it's only 1 use. Whereas the Hyperius, you can keep firing them, and obviously they're AP 3, which is pretty decent. Automated fire, advanced reaction. So advanced reactions are available to specific players as noted in the description. Unlike core reactions, they are activated in unique and specific circumstances as noted in their descriptions, and can often have game-changing effects. Advanced reactions use up points of a reactive player's reaction allotment as normal and obey all other restrictions placed upon reactions unless it is specifically noted otherwise in their description. So these sentry guns have this automated fire rule. So this advanced reaction may be made during the movement phase if an enemy unit ends a move within 48 inches of a unit that contains any models with the sentry gun special rule. Once the active player has completely resolved their unit's movement, the reactive player may choose to have that unit that contains models with the sentry gun special rule make this advanced reaction without expending a point of the reactive player's reaction allotment. This does not allow the unit to make more than 1 reaction per phase, but does allow the controlling player to exceed the normal 3 reactions limit in a given phase. The reacting unit may make a shooting attack targeting the unit that triggered this advanced reaction, and following all the usual rules for shooting attacks made as part of the automated fire reaction do not cause morale checks, regardless of the number of casualties inflicted. So yeah, there are some extra sort of special rules that they've implemented for the Tarantula Sentry guns. I think they're quite common sense. They work. It's whether or not you think that it's worth it for the points that you're paying. It's nice that they don't use up your typical reaction allotment, so they can just work independently. But it really is whether you think these are useful enough. You know, they've got toughness 4, their save is 3+. It depends on what weapon loadout they've gone for. I mean, if you've got a enemy that's got like 4 twin-linked las cannons, have invested a fair amount of shots there, yeah, they're going to be hitting you on 5+ re-rolling, but they could potentially do a bit of damage to rhinos or even land raiders and things. But apart from anything, they do look pretty cool, even if you're going to use them as scenery pieces. What do you guys think of these Legion Tarantula Sentry gun batteries? Do you agree with me that they should have been a bit cheaper, depending on like their usage? Do you think they should have been £25, maybe even 30 at a push, not pushing, you know, almost £40 for these? Considering, I mean, personally, I would rather just spend that extra bit of money and get a whole box of Space Marines or a Predator tank, actually, rather than these two Sentry guns. Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.